Hello. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Acquisitions Intoxicated. I'll be your host. I don't know, like, you know what it is? I think it's because we're sitting in the regular
chairs. It's
like,
weird.
No, I'm used to the stool.
I know,
now,
and I'm like, hey,
now it feels
hey,
NPR.
friend. Yeah, it's like
Like,
do we have a discussion.
Yeah,
like,
about obviously this season.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll have a
so how are you
non-denominational
doing? Yeah.
discussion of the season.
Were your holidays well?
But precious channel, it is I, your friend Jared K. Holkins, back at it once again. I am joined by Eric Benson, Acquisitions Intoxicated Brewmaster, and you are, for better or worse, watching Acquisitions Intoxicated. Now, this is a show where we embarrass ourselves and others.
Yes.
In
all the best ways.
Exactly. Like with the true depths of dorkiness that we are willing to descend into. Very briefly, let me go over the tenets of our dark ritual. We will begin by throwing all of our ingredients for brewing in here. We have come up with this recipe together. It's Blood of the Sun.
Blood of the Sun.
Anna Prosser was an exquisite guest. Always super fun to hang out with her and have her on the show.
That and the story that came out of making that beer was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it was just fun.
That was a very, very good one.
Yeah.
And it's like, that one was great. I thought when Danny Hartel was great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Like, well, because the hook, right, is that it's like, if you're willing to, as soon as you accept it, as soon as you just accept that you are a dork,
As you
like
steer into the curve,
it's like
right?
the Goblin King, right? It's like they have no power over you at that point,
Yeah.
and that's how you unleash your true potential.
Yeah.
So the way that it works,
You need a microphone, like right here,
Yeah,
like a Larry King microphone or
yeah,
something,
I'll
right?
move this beer closer. Rah, rah. No, so the way it's going to go is we're going to put these ingredients in here. Blood of the Sun, Anna Prosser, thank you so much. We're going to put all the goodies in there. We're going to throw it into this device back here. We will then use that device to brew beer live before your very eyes. After that, we will sample some more of these incredible products we've had here. We have Real Heavy from Real Ale Brewing Company.
Yeah,
We also
this
have
is a
Buffalo
Scotch
Bayous.
ale. Oof.
Yeah, we also have Buffalo Bayous, Buffalo Sunset, Black Coffee and Hops. We've had it before, but it is a constant companion. Now, and then after that, we're going to break it down. We're going to figure out another character to
beer.
exemplify in liquid format.
Enumerate,
That's right.
bring to the forefront.
Of course, and then we will collaborate 100% on there.
Celia, thank you for the sub.
Oh, indeed. As we've done in the past, we'll get right there. Of course, I'll leverage my powerful Twitch overlay. You know how it is. But yeah. For some reason, sitting in the chair,
It's so weird.
It doesn't
Like,
seem like it would matter,
But it's huge.
but it's huge.
Like,
I'm gonna stand up, and you're gonna be shocked. Like I'm gonna tower over you, and you're gonna feel uncomfortable.
well, yeah, but you do that, or I mean, like I'm like 5'2" anyways.
Listen,
So.
it works. It works for me. Now, so let me move these vessels over here. Now, and I could tell already, as soon as you opened up that bag, Mon Frere, the fucking Mount Hood.
Yeah, take a whiff of the Mount Hood. You are going to grab. This is going to be
Jesus.
obviously pungent.
Oh yeah, you are not fucking lying
But
there.
this is going to give you a lot of earthy tones, and it's a lot like Hallertau in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. So there's going to be like a mild spice type thing.
Yep.
Okay. Mild
Now-
spice, obviously the favored member.
Of the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
But let's take a look at these grains, my friend.
So what do you got? What's the mix here?
So remember when we were talking through this? You know, this is a saison. And
Right.
What was cool about Anna's character Evelyn was
Wonderful.
That she would go from town to town and kind of helping out the townsfolk.
Yeah, it's a
And
classic scenario.
The thought, the way that we paired it with a saison was a saison differed from region to region, from farm to farm, because it was a farm beer that you would make quickly and you would give to the farm hands.
Right.
And it changed with each region due to the ingredients they had.
Right.
So it was really neat to have Anna's character come through and build this saison, because it's made of primarily Belgian two-row Pilsner,
Yeah.
some German wheat, and victory malt to give it a little bit of a biscuity flavor.
Yeah, there we go. I think it's the German wheat. Because I'm trying to figure out like what there's this sort of like a sharp sweet note in there. that I think it's not common to the bag. There's been a lot of hamster activity.
Yeah,
recently.
a little bit.
Well, because the malt bills have been really simple.
Yeah.
This is us getting back into some weirdness.
More complex stuff. Yeah. Now remember, what's also going to be really neat for this beer is when it comes to the boil, we're going to add the grains of paradise, which are going to make this, it gives you that Curacao orange peel and a lot of the flavors that you would get in a Belgian wit.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because that was one of the more fancy.
Yeah.
That was a little fancy.
Yeah, exactly.
On our part.
Exactly. And it was actually the chat that brought it up, and
yeah. And it was a
winner. It was
a love match.
Winner. Yeah.
Right there.
And we're gonna add another some orange peel as well into the boil.
Okay.
So next,
Absolutely.
You're gonna put that nougat in first.
Oh no, I want to.
No, I don't want to do it at all. This is gonna be really herbal in nature. In your flavors.
Exactly. So that's the main difference, right?
Think tea. Whereas the other one is going to be earthy and spicy.
No, this is like the this is the soprano, and this is the alto.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like I said, dorks.
Chance Buff, thanks for the sub.
But it's fine. Now, we got that. Now,
okay. Now the next cage, you're going to throw in some Whirlflock because we'll clarify this a little. This is up for debate for saisons too, because a lot of them are hazy.
Yeah,
they're
definitely.
left unfiltered. Some of them are filtered.
Well,
it's all your
back to the
personal
origin.
choice. Yeah.
Right. And we had this conversation.
Yeah.
We had this conversation when we were out doing research on Saturday. The unfiltered thing, like it's purely perceptual.
It's all perception. Beer really shouldn't be filtered.
No, there isn't.
But it's been ingrained in our head that clear beer tastes better.
Exactly, and it's part of the aesthetic right there. Right, and then we got the.
This is going to be the Mount Hood.
Mount Hood.
It's so good.
Oh, god damn.
Now you'll use Mount Hood in a lot of European lagers too. Just another, if anybody wants to know another reason to. Tenuous Light, thank you for the sub.
Okay. So this is doing what it's supposed to. Now, do you believe
I believe in you.
that I can insert
believe
this
in you.
onto this rod
Phrasing?
first attempt? Like, do you think that I am capable of it?
I believe you now have the power to take the matters into your own hand.
All right. So just try to communicate as much of that vigor as you can.
Go for it. No, you got this.
I'm going to
Come
wait.
on, look at this.
No, because he's going to flip the camera back.
Look at it. Yeah.
I just want to make sure that everybody can see it.
It's sliding in, and no, really?
Here, I have what it takes.
Come on.
That's what I tell myself.
God, it was so close.
Nope, can't do it. Let's try it again.
So, Duke, this is not the shame cam.
This is the shame cam. Oh my god, it's like my wedding night. I gotta get my shit together.
Is it in?
No, I just have to prepare myself.
Come on.
Mentally and physically. No, I just have to get myself right in the right headspace. Like, this never happens. You know what I mean? All right.
Oh, no.
No, it's cool and everything's great.
Yes, this is wonderful and fantastic, and you're doing perfect.
Yeah, this is a
2018, it's a new year. This is great stuff. Boom, done.
This is the content people come to the channel for. They don't want to see if they don't want to see
two old guys try to stick a filter in a machine.
They don't want to see, a person put a filter in.
No.
And then
they
commit
really
to useful labor.
No, they just want it trashed and done.
Okay. Well, here. Now I have to. Oh no. Here, Josh. Well, yeah. Put it back over onto the town. I have to put the password into this thing. 2018.
2018.
Everybody, it's all different.
It's all different. The chairs are different. We're almost getting it put in right.
It's all special.
We are definitely special. That's
Yeah, here. So I'm going to open up this. You can look at these hops very briefly. So fragrant.
I don't know. I will tell you, Mount Hood, quite
So
delicious.
fragrant. What a, like, you know what they're, I don't know if you're a subscriber, but I get Hood magazine. And
Wait, there's a thing called Hood magazine?
no, that's no. You need to wait till I deliver the punchline.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Um,
roll with it.
Yeah. So, and they are saying Mount Hood.
Best thing around.
Well, it's on track for Hood of the Year.
There are a lot of hoods. Camry hoods,
Yeah.
Escalade hoods,
Oh yeah.
Escort hoods.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is that it's
Not
very,
much like Mount Hood. This is superior.
Oh yeah. I'm saying there's a lot of people out there, and they, everybody has something that they want out of a hood.
Yeah. And not everybody wants Mount Hood, but some people do, some people don't.
No, exactly. Like they're looking for a hood.
Hood.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was saying before. It's like for some people, any hood will do. And
But that's okay. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to.
oh no, I'm not.
You don't have to be judgmental about the hoods that you
No.
want.
I'm saying anybody can have the hood of their choice.
Like-
But what I'm saying is that, I mean, at the end of the year, Wi-Fi connected. I got it here.
Hey.
So at the end of the year, you have to.
Rate the hoods.
Well, you have to. There has to be a best hood. Now that doesn't mean it's the best hood for everybody, but it does mean
It has
that
to be
there's
the
a-
best hood.
I did my best. All right, now we are looking for Blood of the Sun inside the recipe box. These are the hops I was talking about before. Now, when I did, you'll have to ask the channel. When I did the C Team talk show, we actually got together and did the super tabletop thing. There was a lot of commentary about the size of my hands relative to Kate's hands.
That's the discussion that came up. Like out of every piece of content.
Yeah, but I think that her hands, she had her hands up closer to the camera.
Sure.
Like I think that's the main thing. Blood of the Sun. All right, et voila, we're moving forward in a spirit of mutual collaboration and concentration.
And hoodiness.
Exactly. Okay. So next, what's that?
We got a what?
Right there. See the iPad?
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Oh, for the chats.
The chats.
Delicious.
That's fantastic.
All right. Yeah, Rosella, I think that I think. Listen, these hands have it where it counts. Right? They can offer an unparalleled level of grain interaction. Now, so we should crack into one of these, and then we should get to work.
Get to work on a new recipe.
on the next recipe. Now, we don't have a topic yet.
No, which is kind of neat. We're going to start the new year off
Yeah.
completely
Fresh.
fresh. Creme
Now-
fresh.
Does anybody have any suggestions for what beer we should try to put together?
What characters do we want to go through and use?
Indeed. Characters, concepts. The Wandering Crypt.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I like that. Now, Wandering...
Well, it's funny because we haven't done, we've done a couple like DCA cast members. We need something. We need to
Let's get
to
back. Let's get
to
back.
an
Back
beer.
ink. Now, so Wandering Crypt. What was
That's
the other one?
fantastic.
No. So somebody else was suggesting Cranium Rat. I think it might be fun to do a Cranium Rat beverage, but then basically make another, functionally speaking, make another like like Walnut would say, like an infusion or something.
Right.
With the herbs that are meant to endorse mental health. Ooh, Brahma.
Yeah, Brahma's up.
Yeah. There you go.
So if we go with that, we might have to call in Amy the Falcon.
Oh, there's no question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it might be fun to do if we can get Amy for a show because she's busy for real.
Yeah.
If we can get Amy for a show, we should do
2 beers.
2 recipes.
Yeah, one for walnut,
We
one
should-
for Brahma.
Gosh.
What if they
we
pair
did
off
them
each
both,
other?
But if we did them both on the same show,
Yeah.
they could actually
Be brewed
just
together.
like Tinker's Lantern.
Yeah.
Just like Tinker's Lantern, right? The idea is a good one.
Yeah.
Where they can be made from the jump for each other.
Oh,
man.
that's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah. There's also spice.
Oh, Spice Caraway. Did we didn't
No,
get
there's
one
no
for
spice.
have we?
Here, so let's jump in. That's 4.
Wow.
I feel like that is plenty to choose from right there. But Brahma, there's definitely going to be a strawberry. There's definitely going to be a strawberry.
If we don't do
angle.
something strawberry with that, like either a
Strawberry
strawberry
blonde.
pale, strawberry.
You make a blonde ale with
Yeah.
a strawberry back.
Yep. Absolutely.
Whiskey Charlie, Happy New Year to you as well. Onward and upward.
Walnut and Brahma black and tan. That's freaking
God.
brilliant.
I got to take a second.
Guess how that is brilliant.
That is the smartest. Oh, man.
That is so amazing.
But also, right, I mean, people have suggested, like, if you're a fan of the show and you enjoy the background, like, they know, like, what we put together for those characters, which
Right.
is that obviously they love each other and they're very different from each other, but they're also tied into some fundamental incarnations
Right.
of power. And if you approach it from that perspective,
That's wild to think.
right? Think about the black and tan.
Balance of power between those 2 colors. I think we nailed that one
Well,
right
yeah,
away.
I'm selling it pretty hard. Obviously,
Yeah.
no matter what you pick, we're gold with, so it's all good.
Wow. That would be nuts.
All right. Well, hey,
Well, cheers. So this is a
2018.
Scottish Ale, 2018.
yeah. This is that mean ass heavy ale that came back.
This is all malt driven.
Yeah.
All malt forward. You're not going to get a lot of hops. The hops are only in here for just to bitter up the malt sweetness.
Well, yeah, and basically just to have some force in there that can withstand the 9.3% alcohol.
And what's interesting is the way that this works is, and it's brewed, is through decoction mashing.
Oh,
This is a totally different
no,
way.
Hold on. The only time I have ever even heard the word decoction is in The Witcher.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what that could. I know that that's about potions.
Yeah. Essentially, it's the same
Fantasy
thing.
shit. But what is decoction?
So what would happen? This was traditionally done in mostly German beers. Is they will take some of the wort out as it's being boiled, and it'll get caramelized. They'll caramelize the wort.
Oh, so they'll cook it. They'll cook it harder.
Cook it harder
externally.
and then put the caramelized wort back in to add a richer caramelized flavor because it just dissipates
they basically
into the
take
wort.
the wort, make a concentrate from it, and then re-add it for flavor.
Yep.
Okay, well that explains the malt.
Yeah.
Because it basically has the body is like a syrup.
Yeah.
Even though it's rocking around 10%.
Right, and you're also getting that kind of that caramel flavor on the tongue too.
Absolutely. Hey, Samotep. It's your friend Jeffrey K. Horkins. This is the Real Heavy from the Real Ale Brewing Company, and they actually have a range of Scotch ales.
Oh yeah.
At different thresholds of power.
Power.
But man, the Wandering Crypt. That's a big concept.
That's huge. It almost like it moves.
Yeah. No, it's spacious, obviously. Yeah, we're gonna have to work our asses off.
This is going to be a
Conceptually.
thought process of
Right.
what do we know about that beer or that crypt? What do we design about that crypt?
That's a thinker. Well,
Wow. Okay.
Wandering
Let's go
Crypt.
with it. The wandering crypt has legs. Yes, it does, Techno.
well, it could. It certainly could.
Yeah.
Lacing.
Lacing, as they say.
Oh, soon. Soon. All right. Now.
Okay.
Yep.
God, so what kind of beer would the wandering crypt be?
So yeah, exactly. So here's what we need to figure out, man. We need to figure out what this is meant to represent. Obviously, conceptually, it represents the sort of character and nature of the Wandering Crypt.
Mm-hmm.
But so are we making something that is about the Wandering Crypt, or are we
Right.
making something that is like an artifact of the Wandering Crypt?
Right.
Like there was that vital sap that Walnut used to collect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same story. If we sat down and tried to make something like that, it'd be fine. So are we talking about some ichor or fluid?
What's left over?
Exactly.
Like remember how we had the scene of all of the druids from the EPA? That, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what are the remnants inside of the crypt?
That kind of tableau, right?
Yeah.
So here's how it could work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Crow, that's interesting. So the idea of the idea that it constitutes multiple beers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I love the idea that it's seasonal.
And it's wandering because we made it appear in different places
Right.
because of the different seasons.
Right. So, but we have we've done that sort of like polyphasic element a couple times, like with the saison.
Yep.
And with liquid assets.
Yes.
These are both designed to have some nature conferred upon them.
Right.
In the manner of an infusion.
Right. Exactly.
But I wonder if we aren't talking about something
like a Rausch beer, smoky, burnt.
That's actually really interesting.
Right. Well, I'm thinking of it like, you go down into this hole. It's dirt. It's acid. It's burning. It's.
Yeah, and if you've never had a Rausch beer, Precious Channel, it can be an odd, occasionally even overwhelming experience.
Oh, yeah.
So as we have tried to communicate here on the show, these are super old techniques. So we showed you a bunch of different grains, and then depending on the type of style we're going for, we will add different types of roasted malts, either a small amount to confer color or a larger amount to confer that roast cocoa coffee type taste.
Yep.
There is a third malt, right? It's like
it's
plasma.
It's a dark malt.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
That dwells in the depths below.
So get this. There is another. You can have smoked malts as well.
Yep.
And so then you can use a smoked malt to confer a different type of flavor. And I would describe it as very strong and not 100% good. But that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be a great recommendation here. And also, generally speaking, I don't like Goza. But
that's right.
The
Yeah,
Goza
that's
that
true.
we made was out of fucking control.
Oh my god!
So it's totally fine.
That Goza was.
Now, of course,
amazing.
St. Brian wants the smoked malt.
Yeah.
Because he wants to do his barbecue pairing. So
Hey, I'm not opposed to that.
So a Rausch beer is a smoked beer.
Oh, this could be interesting too.
What do you got?
Have you ever had a Schwartz beer?
Yeah, of course.
So they're a dark German lager.
Yeah, black beer.
A black beer that comes through with a lot of roasted flavor. So it's not so
For a German beer, it's pretty massive.
Yeah, it shouldn't. Like most German beers don't have that roasted characteristic to them. So that could be one because it's dark, it's deep. There's hops, which could be something growing inside of the crypt. I don't know. It could be quite interesting.
I like both of these. It's super interesting, I think, to come after it, starting with these odd styles.
Yeah.
Like this is why this show is so much fun.
Right.
Because they're gonna push us. Like I wouldn't have chosen Wandering Crypt because I wouldn't know where we would come in.
Right.
But
and on top of that,
this is going to be cool as hell.
The Wandering Crypt, even as a D&D concept, to have a crypt that moves, that's pretty darn interesting as well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think of
here. But in either of these cases, so I'm going to throw those two up. So we have the black one that has the roasted taste, and then we have the Rausch beer, which is not roasted but smoked.
Yeah.
So the color-wise, it's similar.
Actually, the color can vary dramatically.
Oh, really?
So we can pick the color on the Rausch beer. It can be as I've done a Rausch beer that is going to turn out almost like a saison in color. It's a golden color. Or you could go dark.
I guess that's true. I mean, because obviously they are rated on the SRM scale.
Yeah.
But is there a scale to determine like how fucking smoky?
Smokiness? No.
Right? It isn't like the peat scales, right?
Yeah. No. We really just play around with it. You don't need a lot of smoked malt It goes around.
Yeah.
Let's say.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. See, and this is they're driving this, I think, in the interesting, clever way. Although Schwarzbier is definitely riding on its heels here. But my thinking, so there's a couple different ways, and I'm going to put another poll up as soon as we figure this up. I'm going to let the Schwarzbier fans get a couple more in there if they feel like
bites.
it. But I think Roush is coming out on top here.
Yeah, because so when you put in smoked malt.
Oh, look at this. Richter is suggesting that there's a local brewery that does honey in their smoked beer.
That's fascinating.
I think that is so good.
That's fascinating.
So good.
Clues, can we add some gold flake like Goldschlager? That's kind of neat.
You goof clues. Here, I think that is funny. Would consider.
It's a consideration. Where do you get
leaf?
the gold leaf? Oh yeah, you just get gold leaf.
Just get leaf, right? Super thin. All right.
Okay, so
Pretty inert flavor-wise.
okay, so we have a Roush beer.
We have a Roush beer. Now, to my mind, really the question is, what is this? So I think that especially because they chose strange beverages, we're moving into an artifact space as opposed to a
fantastic.
conceptual space.
Yep.
So what does this represent inside? So as we know from the Wandering Crypt so far, our current excursions in there is that they have been in 2 of its stomachs so far.
I know, it's right.
They've been in its
only
esophagus.
gone so far.
They've
which
been
is
in its
fantastic.
esophagus or windpipe, and they have gone down into the treasure room, which I think is fairly clearly understood now to be a stomach.
Yeah.
Right? It digests adventurers in there.
And
so,
lures them in there. Like
it lures
so
them in
fantastic.
there with the gold.
With the gold.
And so my thinking is that so we posit in there that our concepts of a dungeon may be from the Wandering Crypt. They may actually be old stories. When they set about making a dungeon, right? When they were creating these crypts of their own to honor their dead or confound adventurers, they were based in some way on their experience with the Wandering Crypt.
Right.
That had traveled around and seeded this sort of mythos so many times, right? Even all the traps, like everything about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the purpose. And so, when you think about it like this,
I like that.
does it have something like a table? Or there's going to be some reason it wants you to drink this?
Oh, yeah. Well,
right?
it kind of...
So when I think about this Roush beer with the honey, I think of this as being something that it can produce. And...
It's almost like it's like the Willy Wonka thing where it's spitting juice and beer and like creating this flow, right?
Exactly. It basically, at the end of the day, it's a part of its...
Listen, if Cathris put a different stone in, it wouldn't have been acid. It would just be the flow of honey.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But it's biological. At the end of the day, it serves a purpose.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
everything else inside of its
the
body.
Wandering Crypt, yeah.
Right?
So what's the purpose? Is it just another lure?
Yeah.
Like, because it's going to put you in a daze and keep you in the stomach, right? Like, or keep you in the treasure room.
That's its purpose, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is. It's like pre-digestive fluid.
It lubricates the adventurer.
Right, for digestion.
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And so that's why it's going to have this dark, smoky, odd flavor, but then it has this honey through line.
Well, and when you think about, like, that smoky
What
flavor...
the fuck?
What the
Here, come here.
Fudge! And it wasn't fudge.
Where did this come from?
Danny made it.
Are you kidding me?
It's my new sword.
Danny, get in here.
Man.
She's over here.
Is she here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
great.
fitting for Amy.
Well, here, she should come in here and drink. Dude, this is sick. No, I'm good.
So awesome.
Does it feel
What
awesome?
in the...
It's not that heavy.
Really?
Well, yeah, it's all
is it like foam
Big,
core?
strong boiling meat.
foam block.
yeah,
She
yeah.
did such a good job with the bolts.
Yeah.
What does it say?
It says draconic entitlement. And
Danny.
Draconic.
Did I hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Danny.
Oh, it's today, isn't it?
It's
Oh,
in.
it's today. My schedule is so...
No, it's all good. Danny Hartel.
Ha! That is the coolest
Dude,
thing
that is...
ever.
Mega cool. This This is
Watch
exactly
the
what I
lights.
wanted.
This is no. But I'm saying this is the cloud
Oh, it's
strife
Yeah,
experience.
yeah,
you've
yeah. It
always
really is.
fantasized.
I want to put materia in
anime
it.
Buster Sword
Yeah.
motif that Ryan loves so much.
Dude, it's so good, and I'm so glad the modern incarnation
Yeah.
of toothbrush, because we talked about this on Chris's wall, remember?
We did.
That edge,
God.
that sharp edge on the top, I think adds so
Yeah.
much to the
No,
design.
This is exactly how I envisioned it.
That's
We got
amazing.
there. We did it, guys.
Oh, the double lightning bolts.
So fancy.
What?
Oh, Danny Hartel,
So,
everybody.
Wait, big question. How do we get that to south?
It breaks in
It breaks in
half.
half. That's
What? No, it doesn't.
How does it break
Are you
in
kidding
half,
me?
Danny Hartel?
She's a genius.
What in
That
the
is
F?
brilliant.
What in the F,
So
Danny
you
Hartel?
you could have a battle, like an epic battle, where your sword cracks in half.
Yeah,
Could.
like, it
Here.
unscrews.
What?
It unscrews. What the fuck?
Here, I'll get it on
That
Well,
that
yeah.
is so
Yeah,
cool.
it takes a minute. The screw's kind of long.
Dude,
so.
so what gave you, like, when did you stumble on the idea that it could actually, like, spin freely inside the blade?
I think that's really cool.
I think that's
so
amazing.
smart.
Yeah, Kamui Cosplay actually does a video about how to make big World of Warcraft weapons.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, like, and if you're gonna make a big weapon for cosplay, you need to know how you're gonna get it there.
Well,
So
'cause
if it's in a
it's
suitcase-
purpose.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
God, I could only
Fucking
imagine
A.
being the airline attendant that like opens that suitcase up
It happens all the time. I get my bag searched every time.
every time.
Every
Yeah.
single time.
Ryan, I can't even imagine your pleasure right now.
Oh, dude, I'm over the moon.
Fucking A.
This has to get after the show. This gets like hung up in like a spot of honor.
Yeah,
Oh,
do
no,
not
this
throw
goes
this
in
into
my
the crowd.
office.
Yeah.
Do not throw this into the
Yeah.
crowd. Fucking A, right?
Wow.
Spin it until it falls off.
That is so fucking
interrupted.
gross, Dan.
No, no.
Th-
This
I haven't
is
even seen these cups yet.
This is a huge plus.
this is amazing. Oh yeah, Little Clues did these. They're the drawn courtier.
Oh, nice clues.
You want to see this? Oh, get it. Oh, you're trying to eat.
They're waiting for us
Oh, we're going to
to
lunch.
eat.
No,
so-
get it.
Bye, guys.
See
ya.
ya.
God damn.
Wow.
That's the real shit. Man.
I don't know how to
listen.
top that.
No,
Like,
it's going to be tough. No, let's pause for a moment.
You smell those grains?
This is what I was saying.
Like as we were having like this big to do, all
It
I could
started
smell
to
was the grain.
creep.
Yeah,
It started to creep in. It's so bright and sweet.
that's the German wheat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then, but that wheat, it's like it's bright and sweet, but it's not cloying.
Yeah.
There's a cutoff point. Just in that grain.
Yeah, totally.
Like it's never going to smell like a candy.
No.
Right?
But it's just sweet enough to give those
Oh.
aromatics that come through.
May we.
Wow, that's amazing.
May we.
Which, by the way, so I have a really cool story. I went and got these grains today
From your dude.
from Kenmore, the Kenmore Brew Shop.
Yeah.
And Anthony is the guy, one of the workers there that I usually talk to, and he comes up to me. He's like, Eric, I'm getting into board games now. I just got Jaipur for me and my girlfriend, and we play it all the time. He's like, I want to play D&D.
Jaipur is amazing. If you
it's
have not played it,
Yeah.
Jaipur, wow.
And
so good.
He was like, I don't know. We have guys at the shop. This is how cool this brew shop is. The guys at the brew shop want to play D&D. And I'm like, they were like, we don't know where to start. I'm like, I'll run you a game. So I'll be running a game for the guys at the brew shop. Like, that's how cool this brew shop is.
But the cross pollination is so solid,
Right.
right?
Right.
I mean, and we've sort of seen that too. Like more people than we expected are interested in this
Yeah.
form.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Now,
But I thought it was wildly funny to see the crossover.
all right. Now, so we are in a good spot.
Oh, God,
We
yeah.
have a honeyed Rausch beer that is designed to make adventurers pliable.
Malleable.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be high ABV. Like that's
No.
it isn't about that.
No, so you want to know what's interesting about a Rausch beer?
Its payload is mystical.
Yeah.
Right?
A Rausch beer is only 4 to 6%.
Well, yeah.
They are
well,
not
like
there
most
to
German
hit you.
beers.
Yeah. They're not there to knock you on your tail.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like German beers are to drink.
yeah.
Like this is one of the things I didn't understand. Like the very first time I went over to Oz, and I think we've talked about it before. So the very first time I hit Melbourne, I was just trying to figure out the beer scene. And now I sort of know where the craft beer scene is there.
Right.
But a lot of the beer that you can get there, we would call it a session beer.
session
and
ale,
then
yeah.
there is just beer.
beer.
Whereas in Scotland, it's just beer or
Yeah.
real ale, right? And the difference is just, it serves a different cultural purpose. Like, I don't know if we're taking beer medicinally here or what, but that's like 4 to 6.
Yeah.
And
That's a standard.
You were supposed to be out for a while.
Right.
Like that's what I had to figure out. Like the first beer you get, you are not sipping it.
No.
That just provides the substrate.
to lubricate everything else down the gullet.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Now-
I mean, so I guess. Whoa, grains.
Oh, the smell.
It's delicious.
Channel,
Right?
the smell.
Like,
And also, if you see Anna Prosser, let her know that even before this stuff is in the cask, Blood of the Sun is already championship tier.
Yeah, I
as
can't-
soon as the water hit the grains.
But think about once we add those grains of paradise and the orange peel to
Yeah,
that.
so go into the grains of paradise again. It's a spice blend, right?
It's a spice blend, but that it almost like coriander, where it's going to yield fruity aromas.
Yeah. See, and that's what we found with coriander in Barley of Horus,
Mm-hmm.
where obviously there is a spicy payload, but some of its flavor profile is citrus for some reason.
Yeah.
Right. And grains of paradise are in that same continuum.
Same range. Absolutely.
All right. Now,
okay,
I
first
am super excited. So let's talk about these smoked grains.
Yeah. Well, first let's figure out where we want to go with our ABV. So, a Rauch beer is 4% to 6%. So we can let the chat decide on how we really want to, where we want this to lie. Do we want it to be more flavorful in a sense that we're taking away the alcohol content and
Yes, and
giving us some more
keeping in
flavor?
mind that narratively, what's actually happening, it's an elixir of some kind. It's
Mm-hmm.
a potion. It's not. Its purpose is not to get you drunk. Its
No.
purpose, it wants you to drink as much of it. Think of it like
It wants you to stay there for a
No.
long time.
Stay a while, stay forever.
Exactly. It's
what
Hotel
it-
California, just
what it,
in all
what
the
it
best
wants.
ways.
Think of it more like the toffee. Think about it like the Turkish delight.
Yeah.
In Lion Witch and Wardrobe.
Oh God, that is even.
Dude, the color is starting to get so nice.
Yeah, but and that's what's amazing about
It's almost like that.
saisons is
It's almost like that white grapefruit color right now.
Exactly. And we're not gonna remember with Evelyn, we want just a little bit of a golden color because of the golden hue of
Absolutely.
Evelyn.
No, because we very, very specifically crafted the color profile of this.
Yeah.
Like down to the number.
Right, like that was just as important to the character as the flavor was.
Exactly. So this is very interesting. So right in the middle of the pack, it looks like.
Okay.
I'm gonna let the 4%ers
Yeah, see what happens.
have their say here, and then I'll shut it down here in a sec. Yeah, it's 5, and which I like, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Oh, it's kind of.
Oh, is it pot?
Oh, no, it's the number. No, see, because what happened is that's actually spurred the 5%ers into action. So 5%, right in the middle. This is a very, very reasonable approach. You can have a bunch of these.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably one of these things where you get thirstier.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it should probably be like the Turkish delight also, in that you can't drink anything else.
Like it's just that cloying on the tongue, like not cloying, but
Yeah.
prevalent on your tongue that you're like, oh, if I switch to an IPA, this is not going to taste right.
No. I mean, if you are bewitched in the guts of the crypt, and you have one, you're like, another one sounds pretty good.
Pretty good.
And then it goes on like that until you die. It's like the beverage version of a fairy serpent, right? Right. So hook me up. I mean, honestly, I have never once looked at Rauch beer grains.
Like the grains?
Yeah.
So there are so many ways to make a Rauch beer. Some people, or it's scary. You can do 100% of this Beechwood Rauch smoked malts, but that is no. That has to be handled with diligent care, and it's still going to blow your taste buds out of the water.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's going to hit the cap.
Yeah.
Basically, for your ability to consume smoked tastes.
So I did a Rauch beer once where I actually smoked the grains myself in my smoker out back. And
Is that so?
Yeah, and it's really fun.
What wood did you use?
It was apple wood, apple mesquite. I used 2 different kinds. So we could literally, if we were nerdy enough, we could smoke our own malts. But
Like, we have found an even nerdier.
yeah, like a whole new level.
Well, yeah. Have you ever smoked with cherry wood
No,
or a mango tree?
no, but that sounds neat. And what if you smoked mango tree with honey, like with a honey additive?
Okay.
Oh wow,
This is fucked up. All right, here we go.
okay.
This is basic. What I'm trying to say is, takeaway, top level.
This is the coolest shit ever.
This is the best thing that's ever happened, and it's all great. So,
Okay, so first,
we have to smoke our own grains.
yeah, I
But
think if
what
we
grain?
don't,
But
we're,
what grain?
yeah. Well, first let's talk about the base malts that we have to go through. Now we're going to look at Vienna malt, which is going to give this is going to give us a golden orange color. It's used in pale malts. It's one of the German lager malts, and Munich malt.
Right. So it's Munich, a little more caramel.
Absolutely, it's going to give us a little more caramel flavoring. But what this malt does is it's sweeter than Vienna. So we have to pick what we want to be our prominent base malt. Do we want it to be sweet to balance out the smokiness,
Yeah.
or do we want a drier taste with the Vienna?
Oh, this is so great.
Yeah. How cool is it that you can literally just go and smoke your own malts?
It's too much, man. It's too much. So how did that raspberry turn out?
Oh, it was amazing. It was. So what you do is you smoke the malt, and while you're doing that, you're wetting them, right? And then afterwards, you keep them wet.
Like spray bottle?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So like a brisket.
yeah, basically. And you wet them afterwards, and once
What,
you
did
go
you
to
wet with water?
yeah, just water. And it tasted like you were drinking like a sausage, but not like
In a bad way.
in a bad way. Like it was just enough
Like a good
flavor.
sausage.
Yeah, like I said, a zesty sausage.
Yeah, imagine a dark beer. You know what I mean? Now, so those are both good. Let's put.
Yeah. So throw those up.
Yeah.
Or did you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so we're getting hit with this here, like this sweetness, and then the Mount Hood is open.
It's
And
actually
this
coming into your nose,
this
and you're
combination
You're
is-
actually getting what the flavor of the beer is going
And
to be
this is
like.
what I mean. Like it's intoxicating. Like literally though, this combination. It's like I understand so much about Blood of the Sun now.
Right.
That was before it was theoretical.
Right.
This combo, I can already tell this is out of this world.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So let's jump in there, get a load of that. Now,
Yeah.
now keep in mind, so these Vienna and Munich malts, these are the ones we get to choose them, just like we choose them every other time for every other recipe. The difference,
Right.
right, is that we get to customize these grains ourselves in the smoker. What kind of smoker do you have?
Well, I don't have one anymore. You have the smoker now. I had one of the old long smokers.
Oh,
It was just a
Like a
Coleman.
pellet?
Yeah, no, it was with a wood fireplace on the side.
Oh, the firebox.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would, it took a day to do it, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
fun because you sit around the smoker. I had friends over. We were barbecuing, but we were also smoking these grains, and you're adding firewood to the fire every now and then. You're keeping it low. You're not heating above
Well, it won't
200.
smoke otherwise. Yeah, it's got to be 200 the whole time.
Yeah.
We can definitely figure that out. Like,
Yeah.
I have a grill that I can use as a smoker.
Yeah.
It's like the Costco version of a green egg.
Yeah.
It's called a Komodo, I think.
Yeah.
And so we can set that up there with do you use a water dish?
Yeah.
And then you also sprayed?
Yep.
Okay. We can set that up so easy. So easy. Yeah. So more caramel sweet, which I think is a curatorial selection by them.
Yep.
We will take that, and here, I'm going to go ahead and close that down because Munich's winning.
Yeah.
And then, what wood do we want to
Yeah.
smoke those malts with?
Well, this will be our base malt. We'll pick a smoking malt shortly.
Yeah.
But yes, what
Oh, I see. So in a Rausch beer, your base malt isn't necessarily the one that gets
doesn't
smoked?
have to be. So the dry malt that we put in there, like we could still throw Vienna in here. You want about when we look at a Rausch beer, we want up to 20% to be smoked at most of our total.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be
it's
50%.
It's like when you're fucking with roasted malts.
Exactly.
Like, you don't actually have to go
No,
bonkers, right?
no. You just want that. You just want enough to give you that smoked flavor on the tongue. So we will put Munich as the top. Now, do we want to add? We can still add that Vienna and have that be our
Oh, the one that we smoke.
the one that we smoke,
Sure.
or we could talk about some other things we could smoke.
Well, here. So this will be our smoked malt round. Mm-hmm. So Vienna.
Now we could also put some Cara Aroma in there. This is going to be.
I have never heard of Cara Aroma.
Yeah, Cara Aroma and Cara Munich. This is going to give us a lot more color. I'll show you what happens when we throw it in. See the color of the beer?
Whoa. Okay. See, now we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
See, look at that as like a dark honey color.
Yep.
I like that. That is. Mwah.
Yeah, like that right there, and that we could smoke the Cara Aroma.
I have never once. Is it double A? I've never even seen this word.
Yeah,
I've never heard of
Cara. Like so, it's like remember Cara Pills, Cara. It's caramel
absolutely.
plus aroma hops
Yeah,
or aroma
totally.
grains. Yeah, but it has an SRM of 130. So we have that as a choice to smoke. Mm-hmm. That's going to give us more caramel flavors.
Yep.
Let's see what else we can do. We can do a carafa.
Yeah.
This is
We've had good success with craft in the past.
now. If we're going to do this, it's going to be a dark beer.
That's not a problem. Give me a couple more notes on the flavor.
Just intensely, it's aromatic. It's roasted. You're going to get a roasted
So we'll
flavor.
smoke the roasted malt, which sounds like something the kids are doing.
Yes.
but-
These days, you never know.
That's a cool choice.
But yeah, there's with a lot of these German lagers, you're not putting in tons and tons of different grains.
Oh no!
You know-
Like they know how to do it.
Yeah. Well, there's actually laws. There's the purity laws.
Yeah, exactly.
That are in place.
You can't go too bonkers.
Yeah. So we have options, and we have. Oh, look at that.
I know, right? Just working with the channel is
The best.
rewarding
Yeah.
every time.
Because I always want to see what they really start to favor.
Yeah, they like new stuff, but it doesn't. You know, it isn't 100%. Like
Yeah.
it's not just pure novelty fetishism.
No.
But they definitely get cranked up when we offer them something new.
Yeah. So what basically like Cara Aroma, right? Like we haven't touched that yet, but just putting a little in.
Oh yeah, just a little bit of love.
Here's just a little bit of Cara Aroma. Look at the color on
What's that rich, like farmer's market honey, right, in the jar?
Yeah. Or look at like that. Look at that color, and think about adding honey to that, and when you think about that color, and then
It's gonna be too good.
you're thinking of like, oh well, this is gonna taste sweet, and then you get smoke.
Yeah, you get smoke and then this sort of like honey freeway.
Yeah.
Oh man.
God, I love the concept of doing honey. I've never like it's so out of bounds for, I guess not out of bounds, but very novel for the style.
It's very good. Hey, so Carafa fans, here is, speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, quickly, same. Kararama. Kararama. Looking good.
All right,
Kararama, you done did it.
it did happen.
Now,
Okay,
so that'll be the one that we smoke up. Now, but what wood?
that's
what-
the cool question. What wood do we want to smoke this with?
Yeah.
And you've I think done a lot more smoking than I have. Or the St. Brian. You've got some ideas, I'm
Oh,
sure.
that is great. St. Brian, in the channel. What do you think, man? What would be, so I'm going to put the ones that I have on offer here, cherry and apple. But what do you think would be an interesting smoke to use on the grains, St. Brian? I would love to know.
Yeah.
And you will know. Whiskey barrel chips.
Whoa, that's interesting.
Oh, pecan wood. I had not considered pecan. So, hook me up, St. Brian. Give me the differences between whiskey barrel chip and pecan wood. Whiskey barrel chip.
That sounds really cool.
I bet. Has anyone ever done that? That sounds like some out
That
there
sounds
shit.
amazing. But eucalyptus, yeah. God, that's interesting. Okay, so we have whiskey barrel, pecan. Ooh, apple or cherry?
Yeah,
That
see,
could be
bourbon.
interesting if
See, and then I'm Dr. B is also suggesting bourbon barrel staves, similar into that.
Yep.
Right.
Throw the staves right in. Absolutely. Staves are very easy to
Get a hold of.
throw in. Oh yeah, you can get staves at
Well,
any brew store.
Well, yeah, because it's also the fact. The fact is that this is a broken barrel.
Yeah.
I mean, we're done here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Here's the fact of the matter. After having his pork belly chili,
Oh God. Can
like, he can just take the wheel.
yeah.
There we go.
Say
Hey,
Jesus,
so
take the wheel.
channel.
Say Brian, take the wheel.
Pecan imparts a nuttier, subtle taste. Oh shit! Where whiskey is usually oak with some more acidity. Oaked beers can be very challenging, but we're not putting oak in there.
Right.
It's just some smoke on a portion of the total grain.
Right.
So.
Ooh, yeah, everybody, the St. Brian Select.
Well, yeah,
I like it.
well, that's his choice.
It's a great title.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly. It's his brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, I mean, it's like as soon as I think about that chili, I'm transported back into
The
the
Drawn
one,
Courier.
indeed, the one place where the Drawn Courier exists. We should talk with St. Brian about the type, because smoking is a pretty old
Yeah.
way to cook
Like cheeses, anything.
inedible meats.
Yeah. Edible
right?
meats.
I would love it if he could put together a couple dishes.
Oh God, what could we pair with this?
Well, no, exactly, but a couple. He'll approach that.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, for my part, like, I'd like to see what he did with the menu at the Drawn Courtier, because it can't be too fancy. Because Prophet's not too fancy.
Right.
But if it's something that she can get done while she's doing the rest of it, it's like when we did the Red Larch Regular. It's
Right.
designed to be one hand
But
back here.
Think about it like a smoker.
Kids are running around.
You just, you put that meat on the smoker. You come back
Yeah.
every couple, an hour to make sure it's still hot, and you're good.
Yeah, I definitely see her as somebody who has like land Jaegers on, like ready to roll.
Yeah.
I think that she's got some good grab and go.
I like it. Wow. I don't know. I'm thinking the whiskey barrel chips.
Yeah, you think? All right, it's going to be a bold one. We can always do a pecan. We can do a pecan run as well,
Yeah.
but we'll hit it with those. Oak beers can be challenging, but we're not doing the whole thing.
No.
This is a portion of the full thing. I
Yep.
feel like we're still we still have the lever on this,
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely.
So whiskey barrel chips. So are we good on grains?
So no, we can add we can do two things. We could add some crystal if we want, which is going to give us some head retention, going to give us
You know where I sit on head retention.
a little more caramel sweetness.
Yeah.
Or we can go back to the Vienna and give us some more Vienna.
Just double up on the
Just double
down.
Double up on the base malts, which is not going to add any more sweetness to the beer, because we might want to do that because we have honey coming in, we have all these other flavors, but it's going to give us a little bit higher of an ABV and some more head retention too.
So which one has the head retention?
They both do. They both will, but you'll get more head retention from crystal.
Oh, and channel featherweight.
Yes.
A supernatural creature has created a set of emotes that we're going to hand over to Josh so that he can put in. Oh,
Look at
yes.
those.
Yeah. Darth Nail, the grain drain, indeed. Coming down.
grain
Look
drain?
at this. Look at the color.
Yeah, look at it.
You see how it.
And
it's-
this is.
But look
this
at this
is-
here. You see, just it's like raining down that
Oh, God, look at
cloudy
that.
color, right?
That is
You can.
neat.
I mean, you can see the distinction between here.
Well, all the way from over here, I can see like it's literally
Right?
dripping down. That's fascinating.
It's coming right out of the grain bed, and of course, it's going to get hit with that again at 152.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
And what you're going to see once it hits 152, the color is going to darken just a little more and get a little more
It's never
golden.
going to be Bonksville.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a saison and
Yep.
it's for Anna, so it's designed to hit a very specific value.
Exactly.
Right? Now, final base malt, Vienna and Crystal. So, tell me a little bit more about Crystal, so I can help him sell it.
So crystal is going to give us a little bit more color, not much. We'll use a smaller level crystal, like a 30. It's going to give higher head retention and more caramel aroma. Now Vienna is just going to give us a higher, allow us to increase our
it's
ABV.
classic.
Yep.
Vienna, in some ways, at least at this point of the process, is basically saying, second start of the ride until morning.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And it depends on where you guys want this beer to go. Do we want to make this more caramel in taste, or do we want to let the honey and the roasted malts really do the talking for us?
Man, that honey tip.
I think it's great. I
That
think
honey
that's
tip
fantastic.
was so good. And so, in a brewing context, why don't you tell the Chan what it means to use honey as a sweetener as opposed to the sugars?
So, I mean, realistically, honey is just another sugar, right?
Exactly.
So, the honey has, just like everything else we've been doing.
Thanks, bees.
Yeah, seriously, thank
Thanks,
you, bees.
Wow.
Like, let's
Great job.
not let those guys disappear.
Nice work.
But the honey has been another one of those heritage ingredients
Wow,
dating back
yes.
thousands of years.
especially in brewing.
Yes, I mean,
Right.
mead, grog, anything, all these things were made with honey.
Well, even just the remains of the comb,
Could be broken down.
right?
Yep.
Once you have used it up, the idea of using honey for brewing was Bonksville.
Yeah.
You ate all the honey,
And then you use the
and then you
remnants.
used the comb
Yeah,
to to feed to yeast.
yeah, because
right?
you're still deriving the sugar that's left over. in
Yeah,
the comb.
exactly. It's a process designed to wring out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
comb.
it was in that time period where you're not wasting anything, right? You can't waste anything.
It's not possible. Now, so
But you could make vats and vats of mead with these
exactly.
honeycombs. Cool. All right.
So there we go.
I'm so proud of the chat for that selection.
Right? That is curatorial, as they say. Now,
It's so good. They're going up so quick. Okay.
oh no, it's back again, dude. It's back again.
It's good. It's-
Now that it's heating the wort back up
Yeah.
in the tank.
Yeah.
I'm getting another wave of the hood, right? Which again, that's the alto, right? That's got more earth tones.
Yep.
It's going to be lower in psychic frequency.
As they say. So check this out. With 4.5 pounds of Munich malt, 1 pound of Vienna, and then 12 ounces of Cara aroma, we've hit the ABV right on the head. We're at 5.1%.
It's good.
Solid. Look at the color. We're
at the
right
color.
at the bounds of the color. Let me see if I can get that on the screen. There we go. So we got this rich golden dark color that's going to come
Head
through.
retention.
Head
up
retention.
top.
I mean, look at that head. It's fantastic.
It got retained. That's all you need to know. All right, now, so our grain assault is pretty robust.
Now, is it hops?
Well, and Morton Joe, no question, obviously on a nitro pour, because basically, so this is the important thing, right? So if you ever had Guinness, you're like, oh man, Guinness is really good. It's great. A big part of the Guinness experience that you get at a place that has Guinness is because in order to serve it, you have to have a nitro tap.
Exactly.
So it has a unique character compared to virtually anything else you're going to get on tap,
Yep.
just by virtue of the fact that there's actually rules to its distribution.
Right.
Right. So at the end of the day, we're talking about a pressurized pour through a specific head that creates tons and tons of small bubbles in the beer. And those beers are perceived as a creamy texture. Basically, that liquid is perceived as a creamy texture.
Exactly.
So this would be amazing between the smoke and the sweet, and then a creamy texture.
Exactly. This is going to turn out just
May-wee.
superb. And then we get to actually smoke the malts. I mean, that for me is really one of the fun.
Well, it's going to be really, really good because we get to pick, right?
Yeah.
We get to pick the wood. We can do this at my house.
Yeah.
We can bring your laptop.
We have things we can
We're
do.
going to play Minion Masters.
Oh my God. That game.
I know perfectly well.
Yeah. Hey, we're pretty darn high on that ladder rank.
No, dude, we're platinum.
Yeah, we're
We're
platinum.
platinum. It's like we're major. You know what I
Listen,
mean?
I'm not trying to brag or anything, but platinum and Minion Masters.
We're major. Now,
One thing Chat wants to vote on is what kind of honey.
Oh,
Ooh.
whoa!
can do.
I would like to congratulate the chat for bringing it in 2018
Yeah.
because holy.
So what do you think? So in terms of honey, because there's all kinds of local apiaries.
Right.
We can go to
Well,
we can go
especially
to
here.
a farmer's market.
Yeah,
And get dude, we can go to Pike.
Yeah.
And get nuts on some honey.
When that's what amazed me when I moved here. I could not believe how many different local honey farmers you could get honey from because I was doing a lot of meat at that time.
Yes. Now I am a fan of blackberry honey.
Me too. I love blackberry. There's raspberry honey that could be fun. Just traditional honey is a great flavor. I don't know
Yeah.
what other.
So clover, blackberry, and
clove.
raspberry.
Or orange. I mean, there's orange blossom, which is another one.
Yep. So I'm gonna throw
Those are
these-
kind of the traditional ones that you make
exactly.
meat out of.
I'll
and-
throw these options in here. We get to choose.
Oh, that is fascinating because we could literally curate all of this stuff locally.
Every part of this we can get right around here. We can do it up correct.
Oh, that's so
So,
fascinating.
so they have staves at your brew shop? Okay.
Any homebrew shop you go to, if you want to add some oaky character to your beer, just go. They'll have some staves, and you just throw them right into secondary fermentation.
Yeah. Mac Henry is saying, hey, different ones for different seasons. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because this, think about it like this from the story perspective. This is why I think that's such a good idea. So it's moving around, and as we've described, what it eats to sustain itself
Yeah.
is adventures, right? But the materials, like this is the ultimate manifestation of terroir,
Yeah,
right?
right.
It's like this is a place that travels.
Yeah.
And so each time it starts moving into a new soil, what it's producing,
What is it digging up? Yeah. What is soaking in?
what it's producing is going to be affected by that,
Oh man,
right?
that is fascinating.
Now, yeah, blackberry and look.
Blackberry kind of went.
So
with
just
it,
so
yeah.
you know, I mean, that's obviously a little bit, of a local thing, but blackberry honey is super, super easy to get around here.
Oh yeah.
So blackberry, if you're not from where I'm from, blackberry is basically like a weed here. Like, it's all over the place, and it's a problem. Like, I got super bummed out because I used to walk by this neighbor's house on the way to the corner store,
Oh really? Okay.
and the whole side of that yard out facing the sidewalk was blackberries, and they cut them down. And I was like, well, that's a bummer. I mean, obviously it's their yard; they can do whatever they want
Yeah.
to. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But I was like, it sure was fun to get a handful of free food
Yeah.
for me and like my larvae every time I roll by.
Just grab a couple right off the.
That happened 2
off
years
the
ago.
vine, Yeah.
It's all back.
Oh, is it really? He couldn't get rid of it.
They cut it
All
all.
down. It's like growing hops. They
Yeah,
just go and go.
yeah, exactly. Like hops are a weed, but it's like a weed that's okay.
Yeah.
Now, blackberry honey it is. Thanks for that heads up, Josh. So there we
Wow.
go.
That's fantastic. Now,
Now, hopping. So for a Rausch beer, like I don't even know because it's a German style, it's going to be very minor.
yeah,
Right?
it's going to be minor. You're not going to go overboard with the hops. We're going to use them primarily for
Bitter.
bittering.
Yeah.
You don't
up front.
Yeah, you don't want I mean, you can, but you typically don't put any flavoring or aroma hops in. You don't have to.
Well, because also it's not about that. Like
No.
obviously, it isn't called a hop beer.
No.
You know,
No.
its purpose is to deliver this other flavor, and then if you start messing around with the acids too much, I think you're going to make something gross.
Yeah, and really the flavor in this beer is going to be coming from, the malt, this delicious honey we're thinking about, and then the roasted or smoked.
That's really the
malts.
key, right? And so we're probably talking about a noble hop for bittering at the base, right?
Yep. So
Yeah.
let's talk about a couple. We have Hallertau, which is a classic. This is mild, but it's mild and spicy. It's or Hallertau Blanc. This is much like Hallertau.
Here, let me give both offers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Hallertau Blanc is going to give a more fruity flavor. Passion fruit, grapefruit, pineapple.
Really?
So that could, I mean, if you want to think about it, playing off of the blueberry, that might be,
the blackberry honey?
or the blackberry, yeah.
Yeah.
That might be
A tasteful selection?
something we look at. The other one I would immediately go to, we've used it before, is Saz.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is a predominant noble hop. It's going to give us the flavors we want, the earthy, the earth tones, but it's also very clean and neutral in an essence. I'm trying to think of one more.
Well, I mean, honestly, Tet.
Yep.
I mean, Tet is another.
Oh.
Like our brew house has made good use of Tet. What do you got?
I'll throw this one we have never talked about.
Fire
This
away.
is called Brewer's Gold.
Oh, yeah.
Brewer's Gold has flavors of black currant, fruit, and spice. So that might be one we want to throw in there.
That's a weird one.
So actually, you know what? I'd say take out the Hallertau Blanc
Yeah.
and put in the Tet for that. That's going to give us, if you guys remember on the Velvet Cape, and the Velvet Rope, that was the one that gave us that really spicy characteristics.
There you go. Arctic Sea, we can absolutely make a Harry Potter beer. In terms of butter beer, we could try to get close.
Yeah, I mean,
Like it's just dork shit. Like we
Yeah.
we can do other
We can
dork
do this
shit
all
if we
day
want
long,
to.
yeah.
There's nothing to stop us. Man, they really want that Brewer's Gold. They want that fruit. Basically, they want that
Yeah.
subtle fruit to come in and hang out
while they're having like this
and
smoke
be
taste.
friends. Exactly. Like basically, they are building the rest of the profile.
Yeah.
That's going to contain the smoke because it's big.
Oh yeah,
people.
yeah. You get,
It's real. You know about
depending
it.
on how much you put in, it gets smoky. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because it's like,
No, it's a Rausch beer, like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
like
but
I love Rausch beers. I mean, I absolutely love them.
it's
so,
neat. Like that's one of the funkier styles that I'm okay with.
Yeah. Yeah,
Goza is
it's an
tough for
acquired
me.
taste.
Sour is tough for me, but Rausch beer I get.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you're not going to sit there and have like 20 of them.
Yeah,
Not that you should.
Yeah, Dragon's Breath. There is a really, really gross beer out there. It's called Kitty Cat Blues. I really like Raven.
That sounds really familiar. Oh no.
I love
yeah.
Black Raven. But that Kitty Cat Blues beer is fucking disgusting.
What was it made out of? Like
Catnip.
Did they really put catnip in that?
It doesn't, like, everything else about it is so good. It's like, hey, we got blueberry and catnip. And it's like, no, just you were good with the blueberry.
Yeah, just stick
Stay there.
Stick with what works.
Because listen, after the C team, we will often top
yeah.
over to Black Raven. That happens. But Kitty Cat Blues is not a beer we consume at that event.
No.
Ugh.
No. Man.
Crash Test Pilot, fear not, in terms of the black currant. I mean, because really, when that comes across in a hop, it's very subtle. And sometimes, the tasting notes for a hop are really, it's going to have to be about just sort of the character
Yeah.
and nature of it, as opposed to like the taste of literally like biting down on a black currant.
Yeah, yeah. You're not. It's not going to be like.
It's basically it gives you the impression of that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can just be about the acidity. It's just gonna be something you recognize about the flavor. It isn't necessarily like eating a mouthful of the fruit.
Yeah, yeah. You're not digging into a bowl.
Well, no. It's like with coffee.
Yeah.
Like if you start fucking around with Ethiopian coffees, you're gonna get a lot of stone fruits and you're gonna get a lot of blueberry.
Yeah, but it's just that subtle note that comes across
Exactly.
as you smell it. You know, a lot of, I mean, as everybody knows, most of tasting something is from smelling it.
Yes.
Not actually
so
just
a
putting
lot
it-
of it's coming off.
Yeah,
of
so
the
you're
top of the
getting,
cup.
so with hops, you're getting just that whiff on the nose.
Which is why we do flame out and
Yeah.
dry hop.
Absolutely.
Because so much of the experience is before the cup.
Yeah,
It's up
before you even get to
up
the
in this part right
Yeah.
here.
So the one last thing too is we need to figure out how bitter we want this to be. So Rausch is between 20 and 30
Okay.
IBUs,
Pretty mid-range.
mid-range. So it's not like an IPA where you're getting blown out of the water with bitterness, and it's not low bitter like a saison where it's just there to kind of coat the malt.
Exactly. So this is basically going to provide them with a little bit of a knob on how to determine the mouthfeel of the beer.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, everybody's going down. I like it.
And I'm fine with it
Yeah, me
because
too.
the smoky taste is big. We chose the right good hop, I think.
Yeah.
It's a good combo. It's going to work. Oh, St. Brian, making root beer is so easy.
Oh God, yeah. It's
you are in
pour
for,
and we're done.
you are in for such a treat.
And it's gonna
You have a
taste better.
clean vessel. Clean it with clean the vessels with vinegar. Honestly, like at that tier, it's more like a kombucha type thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're not worried about the same kind of stuff you would be
No.
with brewing.
You get a corny keg and just pour everything in.
Yeah, yeast in there, put in bung, and then rest and relax.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when you're making root beer, you don't use a corny keg or a bung because you want it to naturally ferment. And so a lot of times, I mean, shit, people are making root beer all the time in like 2-liter bottles they got from the store. So you can do that. It's yes,
you can do it
yes,
too.
St. Brian, like college. Very, very simple.
Yeah.
Make it in the closet. Nobody has to know.
Like college.
Keep it in the dark.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, somebody came up with a really good idea. Like we should do a root beer for Canar.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah, well,
adorable.
root beer or a ginger ale.
But yeah, or any kind of soda. But at what age are Dragonborn allowed to drink?
Probably right away.
Right? Like when do they start taking the wine that is served at the royal table?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's probably like 3. Because their bodies aren't the same.
No.
Like we don't have to make up any crazy shit. They're lizard people. All right.
All right, I guess we're going with 20, right?
Yeah, Gravis, you are not wrong. The color
look
of
at that.
the color of this beer is out of control.
But if you
In
can
fact,
tell-
here, I'm going to finish this pull so you can take a better look at that color.
Look at the
Look
grain
at it
dropping
washing
down. This is the coolest beer that I've seen brewed. through
So
this
we are
beaker.
at 20.
Excellent.
And the reason it's doing this, it has everything to do with probably, my guess is the wheat.
Absolutely.
It's going to be that wheat husk that
Yep.
offers that type of cloudiness.
You got it.
You know, and it has the whorl flock in there. If we did it again, I might leave it.
Well, yeah, I would like to see it both ways. 'Cause
Right.
I like unfiltered beers. So I like.
Well, yeah,
I don't like.
of course.
I don't need them to be clean.
Yeah, so it's actually so if you are new to the show, or simply like people to tell you stories about brewing apparatuses, they have what's called the fluid arm in the top of this device that spins around like a propeller, and then it can introduce the wort, which is like beer before you've added yeast. It can basically introduce that wort to any part of this chamber that we put in. So in the back, obviously the hop cages that you see at the very beginning, those each have a specific hop in them. And so that it's that fluid arm going to that chamber and filling that chamber only at the correct time to introduce that. And so right now, the fluid arm is basically right at the front, coming down into the main input here for the main thing. And you can see that we're filling this thing back up. at 154 degrees to basically come after these grains a second time for more
Right.
sugar, right?
God, that color looks
I
so
know.
fantastic.
This is it. Like this right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I want to be. This is the color I like. That actually reminds me a lot of, if you ever have a chance, and you ever see Batch 15 from Aslan Brewing,
There you go. Yep.
that is a must. Do not miss it. It has a basically like their iconography is like a lion whose mane is sort of ruffled in the way a hop might be, and it's chiefly hopped with Eldorado, which is what we have in
really?
Widow's Wake. Hey, why don't you tell the channel what goodies we have coming up in the next few weeks?
Yeah, we have a ton
So
of
good.
stuff to try.
So good.
So over the vacation for the holidays, what finished was our Drawn and Courtier barley wine.
Oh no, that's from the Doomgate Inn.
Yeah. Sorry, the Doomgate Inn.
Dark wine.
The dark wine.
So what let you know that it was ready?
It hit terminal gravity.
Oh, so you thiefed a sample out
Yep,
and
you
checked
thief
it?
a sample, hit terminal gravity, and you know what? It just tasted awesome. Like you
so-
just have to taste a little bit.
Okay,
of it.
so you actually had, when you said it was ready, I didn't know, so you actually had some of it?
Yep.
Tell me about it.
No.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
You're gonna wait for stream.
No, I'm fine, I'm fine.
It tastes like everything we wanted it to be. It came in. It has the
Raisins.
It has the fruit flavors that we wanted to throw in there because of what could accommodate Trevor, and it is going to hit like a freight train.
Oh, it's massive.
But what's interesting is, here's the hard part about brewing higher ABV beers is they get a little medicinal.
yes, that's the danger.
That's the
Which is why you wanted to rest for months.
Right. So we got to a point where this tastes like beer and it doesn't taste like I'm drinking cough syrup.
Right. So we might have gone after it earlier.
No, this is perfect.
Well, I'm saying,
Yeah.
and it would have been goofed up in some way.
Oh.
It wouldn't have been what it should be.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 sec. There we go.
So what are you looking at there?
Yeast. We got to do a yeast.
Yep.
Oh, this is fascinating. Okay, so most of these Rausch beers, you would use a German lager yeast.
Yeah,
This is the classic one. Very malty, very clean in flavor.
definitely.
It's probably one of the most popular yeast you can use for lagering. But I'm looking on here, and if I can get my hands on it, this is another one we could use. This is German Lager X.
What do you mean, German Lager X?
German Lager X.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know, but it sounds amazing.
Well, God, here.
I want to read you the description of German Lager X.
But I'm putting in all caps. So I'm taking it. So I want you to know that I'm taking it very seriously.
Yes. This is a classic yeast from a famous Bavarian monastery.
Mm-hmm.
The strain develops a creamy, malty beer profile with low sulfur and low esters. Now remember, we're going to be lagering this beer. This is not a traditional fermentation where we put it at 70 degrees and walk away. When we have this we have to take a little bit more care of. We start
With the style?
with lagering. So we lager beers at a cold temperature. We start at 55 degrees.
Oh, they ferment at a different point inside the chamber, right?
They also do that. An ale yeast ferments on top of the beer. Lager yeast is on the bottom, but it's also colder. So for the first 2 weeks, we'll be in the 50 to 52 degree range.
Yeah.
And then after that's done, we'll heat it up really quick. Let the yeast get active again.
Warm up.
Eat all the diacetyl acid, which is in there. Diacetyl acid gives us this butterscotch flavor, which isn't necessarily bad if you want it,
If you want it.
but we don't want it in this beer.
Right.
And then drop it back down, and we slowly, over several weeks, we drop it down to about 36 degrees.
Right. So creamy, malty.
And X. So,
Yeah.
low sulfur, low esters.
Which basically means it is very resistant to off flavors. Which are a thing.
I just wanted to use it.
German Lager X. Dude, I don't. It's like I'm fine if we use it or don't use it, but I definitely want to record a promotional spot for German Lager X.
Right?
I mean,
like just a metal. It's a metal band cover song waiting to happen. Wow, look at that color.
it's just pure magic. It's turning into a potion in here, man. This is out of fucking control.
I just want to say Anna in the chat nailed it with this.
They murdered it. You could tell right then, and I think Danny's is going to be the same.
Danny's is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Hook them up with everything. So dark wine is just the first part.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. So we have dark wine, which is going to take. You guys are going to just go bonkers over.
Yeah.
The next though is Widow's Wake.
Yes. So we have never, ever, ever made, like, we have avoided the most popular beer style.
Yeah, and one of our favorites. Just
No, I mean, like, this is the style that if I'm gonna sit down and have a beer and choose one, it's gonna be an IPA. That's just where I'm at right now, and we have specifically, studiously avoided the IPA.
I know.
But we had to get back once we hit the Widows. Once we hit the Merry Widow.
Yeah.
Like, it was time to turn it around. And
Right.
also, we have a fascination with this Eldorado hop, which confers a lot of stone fruit and, like,
The
dank,
flavor
juicy.
that comes off of it is just absolutely
Too much.
stunning.
It's too much. And so that'll be 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now, but what's best about that is the dry hopping is happening at this point.
Yep. So it's resting inside there
Yeah, so
with
we've added
more Dorado.
More Dorado. So we've added more Eldorado hops to secondary fermentation. So when you open that keg, you are just going to be assaulted with the wonderful flavors that hop brings out. And
Oh, hang on. No, I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. All right, that's it.
it's good.
I just wanted to make sure.
Good.
Head retention.
Can't forget it.
Creamy mouthfeel.
Everybody went with German Lager X. 94%. I love it.
German Lager.
X.
All right.
Extreme.
Hey,
No.
so listen, German Lager X, that caps us off. Now we need a name.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the other beer is going to be Tinker's Lantern.
Oh yeah, Tinker's Lantern's on the way.
4 clues.
Wandering Crypt. Wandering Crypt. Whoa. It's a special kind of crypt.
Wanders in your face.
Whoa.
Wanders all the time.
It's a special crypt.
Wanders all the time.
All right, we're going back. Now, what are we looking for here?
Yeah, what do we... Oh, yeah, names. Get those names.
Smoke Faded Roush.
Okay.
Funeral. Ooh, Funeral Pyre.
Damn! That's good. Cryptic crossword. I like it.
Summer
Wandering Crypt X edition. Lost in Libation. There you go. That's good. The Roaming Taint.
Tomb Trapes is cool.
That's pretty cool. Smoke in the Hole. Cold Fire. That's fun. Torchbearer.
Ooh, Torchbearer is
Yeah,
great.
I like that.
It's also one of my favorite RPGs.
Yeah.
So
I haven't played it in a long time. Oh,
it's
Perilous
fucking
Plight.
sick.
That's fun. God, these are all great. X marks the Shardling Smoke. The Cryptonomicon.
Ooh, Cold Fire is good.
Yeah. Well, it's also appropriate because you're cold smoking the grains.
Yep. So we'll try these, and if one of these doesn't run away with it,
Yeah, we'll
then
do
I'll
it.
come back and do a runoff.
God, that's fascinating. They're all really Summer Crypt. Jesus. I haven't played Torchbearer in a long, long time.
When did you play it?
Like a year.
It's kind of
ago?
inside baseball.
Yeah.
Where'd you play?
Just over at Mox.
Oh
some
yeah,
friends, yeah.
it's sick. Sometimes I get a game going of Torchbearer before, like the night before PAX.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would be
If
super
you wanna,
fun.
if you wanna come
we
get
should
it,
do that.
yeah, we got some good stuff. And there's a kick-ass mod. So it's all based on Burning Wheel.
Yeah.
There's a kick-ass mod for it that is aliens.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
They don't have the
fascinating.
license, and so, but
Right.
it's like It is as good as an Aliens game is gonna get.
That's pretty neat.
It's basically Aliens, just like Torchbearer
Yeah.
is D&D as survival horror.
Right. This is it. This is Aliens.
You're already there.
Yeah.
I mean, you already are doing everything you need to do
Ah, that's fascinating.
to terrify players.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. Oh man, I thought it was Torchbearer
Me
for
too.
sure.
Coldfire's
Funeral-
coming back.
No. Coldfire's doing okay, but
Oh,
Funeral Pyre.
Holy crap.
Funeral Pyre's jumping up.
Yeah, there are a lot of great RPGs that I really want to burn through soon.
Yeah.
There's one called, have you seen The Sprawl?
Hmm.
This is, it's Apocalypse Engine, but it's based on, it's almost Shadowrun. It's cyberpunk,
Oh yeah,
but
sure.
Apocalypse Engine. Really, really fascinating.
Funeral Pyre,
Yep.
Torchbearer. There you go. Take a look at that.
Wow. Okay, here we go. There's the votes.
Yep, I just want to see. Oh no, nevermore. Listen, people are always grain shaming me. I sung to these grains. I've been rubbing them 24/7.
I don't know, you've been, yeah.
Kid, I get sick on these grains. I go
Right?
nuts. Oh,
Warm.
Eric Benson.
Look at the color
Acquisitions
on
Incorporated
that.
Brewmaster. Get
Look
a
at
load
that.
of this. It's like a white grapefruit almost. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
bonks.
perfect. I call that perfect.
Nymphadora bonks. Oh, but like I say, Josh, I'll get you those emotes.
Yeah, I think I actually
so we can
have
put them in. So they're from Featherweight, and they might be fun for you to use if you're trying to encourage me. It's a set of emotes that has like a cool icon of the Pico brew itself, but then it also has specific grain rubbing and grain singing
it's
emotes
great.
inside the mix.
Oh, right. So everybody's just going to be blasting you with these.
Yes, Miss Beezus, I know that she does not like to be called Nymphadora. As my daughter
Look at
suggests,
those.
24/7.
He did such a really good job on
Jesus.
those things.
He's such a monster. Can you share Josh on that?
Yeah,
He can throw those in easy.
I think I can.
Funeral Pyre came out. As much as I might like Torchbearer, I do not get to choose. This is a
Wow.
democracy.
Funeral Pyre came. It's pretty good.
No, hey,
mean,
listen.
both of them are
Funeral
really-
Pyre, a Rausch beer designed to recognize and honor the Wandering Crypt. I think we got another one in the bag, folks. You want to answer a couple cues on your list there?
Let's do that. Oh, Clues had a really good question. When does the auction winner beer happen? That should be fun. We have to get in contact with.
Yep, we'll get in contact with them. So just so you know, what happened.
This is amazing.
Yeah. So it generated over 5K, I think.
It was 5,600,
Okay.
I think, or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
it
that.
was healthy.
Yeah, it was.
So at the Child's Play dinner, we auctioned off a Pico Brew Pro Machine, which is it's a smaller version of this that is more. Essentially, you can get beers in cartridges. You can make what's called a freestyle pack and make whatever you want, but the cartridges actually know what beer they are, and they have all the fresh ingredients in them to make it. So Pico Brew gave us one of these devices, but then to sweeten the deal, Eric and I said, "Hey, we will come and help you make we'll help design a beer for you, and that can be like your thing that you have." And of course, that recipe will go up, but it was very, very. It worked out very well.
Yeah.
It could be that we call them in and do it during the show, or
Yeah.
it could be that we do it some other time.
Yeah.
We'll contact them and see what they think.
Absolutely. The St. Brian. So, food. Should this be a meal that leads you to want to stay, i.e., hors d'oeuvres, or something that nails you into place like a greasy sandwich?
That's got to be the greasy sandwich.
Yeah, I feel like it's a greasy
No.
sandwich, right?
Brian, it's got to be. It has to be the second, right? This is designed to get you in there for the long haul, get you slotted. So what's next?
Is there a beer that has everything in it? A Drebus beer, if you will.
God, a Drebus beer would
would
be
it-
so much fun. Like it was fun to goof around with Viari. Like I
Yeah.
like the Goza. Like that's my favorite Goza of all time.
I think it's the only Goza you like.
It's the only one I like. A Drebus beer where we just go fucking hog wild. Like the wrong yeast.
He's doing everything wrong. Oh my God, that would be
Like,
hilarious.
no, where we go in and we like grab elements of every style and then start putting them in. Like, here's some coriander seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Here's a Bill's yeast.
It's a Belgian with 5 pounds of cherry in it and some coriander
Dude, the Drebus beer sounds like a fucking treat. Like, that's going on the list next
my
time.
God.
Easy.
Is the Pico connected to tap water, or do you use special filters, springs, or etc. Anything like that?
Your water choice. So there are brewing apparati, I guess, that have direct water connections, but not like that. You choose your water source. So here in Seattle, tap water is more than appropriate for brewing. It isn't like that every place you go, but you could easily get 3 gallons of filtered water and pour that into your corny keg, and you're good there.
Right, and that's all you really do with the Pico. Yep. Pico's made it so simple that you just have a corny keg, and you just fill it up with water. And
exactly, and like I say, there are other devices that are trying to make brewing simpler. Some of them do have something like a direct hose tap.
Absolutely.
So that's one choice.
Yeah, we just use Pico because we
had one.
We had one.
I kickstarted it, and I've had a super good time with it. And they're local, so I feel
local,
good.
and it's a fantastic machine.
Hey, so S.A. Wells wanted to know. Gosh, what was his question? It was really interesting. Oh, he wants us to pitch on cam.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
One of these times we will.
Yeah,
we could pitch on one of the ciders
easily.
It's the same process.
That's exactly when we'll do it, because the way pitching works is you have to go through this entire process of making cooling the wort,
because so this wort is going to be, here in another 45 minutes or so, this wort is going to be 200 degrees.
Yep.
Yeast can't live in there.
Right.
And it can't make beer in there.
But then after that, it has to boil for another hour.
Right.
Then we have to cool it down, and then we pitch. So it's usually about 4:30, 5 o'clock by the time we're ready to pitch.
Yeah. So, but for a cider batch, like for Danny's cider, where we have the puer and we have the other stuff, we can do all of that right here in front of everybody. And the process is really the same.
Right. What I do want to do, and I'll bring it in sometime shortly, is show you guys how to do a yeast starter. And that's something we've never talked about and never really have done before.
It might be worth doing a yeast ep, where we do a pitch, but we also talk about the different types.
Yeah.
Like making it the night before, smack packs.
All the different ways you can go
cans.
about it. Yeah.
Like with the darkness yeast that we did with the stout,
absolutely. Because whenever you make beer, especially higher gravity beers, you need more yeast, and you need more yeast cells.
Yeah, it has to be a bigger load or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So usually you're looking at 200 million yeast cells, and then if you do a starter, which you take some wort that you made, you put it in an Eatermeyer flask. It's about that big.
Yeah.
And you just pitch some of the yeast into it.
So you do some nerd shit.
Yeah, you do some science, and it will double overnight. So you're pitching at the right yeast amounts.
Gravis, you want to know if it's like the Keurig of beer making? I would say that the thing that distinguishes it from something that's completely turnkey is that we need to choose all the ingredients and tell it how to produce them. If I put the Keurig in there and pop it in and close it, I'm done. And with the Pico C, like they're smaller, more like mass market offerings, it's much more like a traditional Keurig.
That's the Keurig,
This is not like that. This is basically a pilot system for a professional brew house to test recipes before they take them to the industrial scale. Right,
exactly. But if you
the idea that it's like designed to be easy, like it is easy, but its main purpose is actually to be a sketch pad for brewers.
Yeah, one day we'll figure out a time. It'll take a day, and we'll figure out how to do a full mash brew in here.
Yeah, we should actually do like a full 8-hour stream.
Yeah, and I'll bring in all the equipment, and you'll see just how fascinating this machine is, because you're going to see 3 different pots, 3 different giant pots. You're going to see pumps. You're going to see all different instruments being used. And this machine literally condenses it down to a push of a button. That's
the main thing. Now, but there is work ahead of time that you don't see. Now, it might be worth, so on the same yeast show, it might be worth doing an episode where we just answer the main questions.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can show them on the back end what it looks like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
when you look when you start going in and saying, hey, boil this long.
Right.
This is when I'm going to add this hop.
Right.
So I think there's an episode actually purely about process that I think people would enjoy.
Yeah, I think it'd be neat because we've been showing a lot of just, hey, we're making this recipe and here's what's happening. But
Absolutely.
What if we dive into the other segments?
Absolutely. So grab one more and then we'll do some
Okay.
art. Oh, hops. Oh, precious hops. Sorry. They smell real good.
Could you show a picture? We answered that one. We answered the end.
Yeah, I grabbed a couple there.
This is interesting. Could you go have the normal grains smoked at a local barbecue place?
Probably.
Absolutely.
If you knew 'em.
If you knew the people, they might actually do that for you because there's nothing really different. But
It's the same.
um,
But also buying smoked grains is easy peasy.
oh yeah,
You can also just buy them smoked.
Yeah.
We're only talking about this, we're trying to approach it in like a way that's even more dorky than normal,
Yeah.
where we can control that part of the process.
we
too.
could easily go down to Kenmore and say, I need the Rausch beer grains,
Absolutely.
the smoked grains.
But we're gonna be doing a different wood than generally speaking you're gonna be able to get off the
Exactly,
shelf.
and that's what's fascinating is now the grains are going to take that smell from that type of wood. Here's a good one. In the future, when season 2 takes off, would you consider making a werebeer dinar drink?
Yeah.
I think
Ware
so.
beer.
Werebeer.
Professional grade.
I think that would be fun.
I think it would be
I mean,
badass.
do we put hair in it? Like what,
Hair of the dog.
hair of the dog, literally?
Hey, so last question, S.A. Wells, can your local brew shop guys guest? It seems you're getting along with them pretty well. Like,
Oh, yeah,
why
they're
not
right.
haul them in sometime?
I'm literally teaching him how to play D&D in 2 weeks.
Just have them sit right there.
Yeah.
We'll go through the ingredients that you got from them, and they'll be able to give us even more info.
Yeah.
Because they're like, up to their elbows in this thing all the time.
Oh yeah, they're super rad. They're, the nicest people, and now they're gamers. And
Right.
I would like to think they're gamers because of this
it's
show.
the cross pollination, right? It's just these are actually cool ideas, and they're useful for everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, precious channel, thank you so much.